All right. So you're getting ready for a deep-sea fishery worker interview,
Okay.
and we're here to help make sure you're prepared.
Yeah.
We've got some really great resources from RoleCatcher to help us out today.
Awesome.
A career guide that's going to give us a lot of really good insights into the job.
All right.
We've got some sample interview questions to kind of get us thinking.
Yeah.
And then we're going to talk about how RoleCatcher's AI can help you craft some winning answers.
Yeah, that's great.
It's going to be really cool.
Yeah.
So first,
Yeah.
imagine.
Okay.
Just picture yourself out in the open ocean.
All right.
You know, the sun's shining.
Mm-hmm.
You're out there with your crew.
Okay.
You're feeling the thrill of the catch.
Yeah,
I mean, it's a pretty unique job.
it is.
So let's
Yeah.
talk about what a deep-sea fishery worker actually does.
Well, yeah, it's so much more than just catching fish.
Right.
It's physically and mentally demanding.
Yeah.
I mean, you're operating and maintaining complex equipment.
Oh,
You're navigating,
Yeah.
you're handling the catch.
Right.
It's a lot.
And they're responsible for the catch, too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which is a huge responsibility.
Big time.
Yeah.
One of the things the guide mentions is that the industry is really focused on sustainable fishing practices now,
Oh, interesting.
which is really important to think about for the interview.
Okay, so we've got a lot to talk about.
Yeah, we do.
Let's jump into some of these interview questions.
Okay, it's good.
So the first one is, can you describe your previous experience working in a deep-sea fishery?
Okay, so this is a classic one.
Yeah.
And what they're really trying to see here is, have you done this before?
Right.
Do you have the experience?
Yeah.
But what if you haven't actually worked on a fishing vessel before?
Right, because not everybody has.
Exactly.
Got it.
So it's all about transferable skills.
Okay.
Have you had other jobs that were physically demanding?
That makes sense.
Have you worked on a team,
Yeah.
solved problems,
Right.
maybe even operated machinery? You can draw connections between those experiences and what's required in this job.
So even if you've never set foot on a boat,
Right.
you can still show that you're able to adapt and learn quickly.
Exactly.
I like that.
And be prepared for follow-up questions.
Okay.
They might ask you, tell me about a time you faced a challenge and how you overcame it.
Okay.
Or give me an example of a time you had to work as part of a team.
Okay.
They want real examples,
Okay.
not just general statements.
Gotcha. So storytelling is key.
Absolutely.
Okay. Next question. How do you handle difficult weather conditions when out at sea?
All right. Safety and resilience.
Yeah.
That's what they want to see.
Fair.
That you can work in unpredictable conditions.
Right.
And that you can stay calm and follow safety protocols.
Yeah.
The best way to answer this one is with a real-life story.
Okay.
Have you ever been caught in a sudden storm while sailing or camping?
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Talk about how you assessed the situation, took precautions, and kept yourself and others safe.
Right.
That shows you can handle the unexpected
Okay.
and that you put safety first.
Okay, I like it.
Yeah.
Now, here's a question that's becoming more important these days.
Okay.
Can you explain how you ensure that fishing practices are sustainable and environmentally responsible?
Oh, yeah, this is a big one.
Yeah.
They want to know that you're aware of the industry trends
Uh-huh.
and that you're committed to ethical practices.
Okay.
The career guide mentions things like bycatch reduction,
Right.
respecting quotas, selective fishing gear.
Okay.
You need to know about these things.
So it's not enough to just say, I care about the environment.
No, you got to back it up
Yeah.
with knowledge.
So this is where RoleCatcher can come in handy.
Oh, yeah.
You can use it to research the company's sustainability initiatives
Uh-huh.
and really tailor your answers to their specific practices.
You'll really impress them with that.
I like that.
It shows that you've done your homework.
Yeah.
And that you're invested in the company's values.
Okay, let's talk about teamwork.
Right.
This question is, how do you communicate effectively with your team members while out at sea?
This one is so important.
Yeah.
Because it's not just about being friendly.
Right.
It's about being clear,
Yeah.
concise,
Mm-hmm.
communicating in a high-pressure environment.
Right, where misunderstandings could have serious consequences.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They might ask, describe a time you had to resolve a conflict with a team member. Or how do you handle giving and receiving feedback in a stressful situation?
Interesting.
They're looking for communication skills,
Well.
clarity, and diplomacy.
So think of a story that shows you can communicate effectively under pressure.
Yeah, like maybe you had to relay complex instructions
Okay.
during a tricky maneuver
Right.
or explain a safety procedure
Yeah.
to a nervous crewmate.
Those are really good examples.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on to a question about technical know-how. Can you describe your experience working with fishing equipment and machinery?
Okay, so this is where you showcase your experience working with fishing gear,
Okay.
whether it's from a boat, from fishing recreationally,
Yeah.
or even just reading about it.
What if my only experience is with a rod and reel?
That's okay.
Okay.
You can still make that relevant.
Okay.
Talk about knot tying, line handling, baiting hooks,
Right.
and understanding how different gear works.
That makes sense.
And show that you're eager to learn the more complex stuff.
Okay. And again, I'm thinking that RoleCatcher could come in handy here
It could.
to learn about the specific types of gear that the company uses.
Yeah, and mention them by name to show you're interested in their operation.
That's a good tip.
It shows initiative
Okay, I like it.
and that you're willing to go the extra mile.
All right, we've covered a lot of great questions so far.
We have.
We're going to dive into some more in part 2 of our deep dive.
Okay.
But before we go, let's revisit how RoleCatcher's AI can really help you stand out
Okay, yeah, so you can use RoleCatcher to tailor your answers.
to the specific company and role you're applying for.
Right?
Imagine being able to pull up information on their fleet,
Wow.
their fishing methods, their company culture,
Yeah.
and then weave those details into your responses.
It's like having an insider's guide to the interview.
It is.
Plus, you can practice your answers and get personalized feedback from the AI.
It's like having a mock interview with an expert.
Yeah.
Who knows what they're looking for?
I like it.
It's really helpful.
All right, we're going to take a quick break,
Oh,
and we'll be right back with more in part 2.
sounds good.
Welcome back. So we're still on this journey of prepping for that Deep-Sea Fishery Worker interview.
Yep.
And we're going to keep looking at these interview questions
All right.
and figure out how to give the best possible answers.
Okay.
So let's look at this one. How do you ensure the safety of yourself and your team members while out at sea?
This one is huge
It is.
because they're not just looking for you to know the safety protocols.
Yeah. They want to see that you are really committed to safety.
Right.
Like it's ingrained in you.
It's part of your culture.
Exactly, that
Yeah.
you're always thinking about it.
So how do you show that in an interview?
Well, tell a story. Did you ever notice a hazard and then fix it?
Okay.
Or maybe you had to help someone follow a safety procedure when things were getting stressful?
Yeah.
Tell that story.
So show that you're proactive,
Mm-hmm.
responsible,
Yeah.
that you care about everybody's well-being on the boat.
And mention any safety training or certifications you have.
Wow.
That'll really back up your story.
Makes sense. All right, now let's look at this one. Can you explain your knowledge of fishing regulations and how you ensure compliance with them?
Oh, yeah. This is another big one.
Okay.
Because it's not enough to just know the rules. You need to understand why they're there
Yeah.
and how they help make the industry sustainable.
So what are some of the things I should talk about?
Things like quotas,
Okay.
size limit.
Protected species.
Okay.
All that stuff.
And RoleCatcher could help here
Oh, for sure.
by helping me learn the regulations.
Yeah, the one specific to the company's fishing grounds.
That would be impressive
It would.
to be able to talk about that in detail.
It shows you've done your homework.
Yeah, I like it. Okay, let's go back to some of the more practical stuff. Can you describe your experience working with different types of fishing gear, such as nets, lines, and traps?
All right, so for this one,
Yeah,
talk about any hands-on experience you have,
okay.
whether it's from a boat, fishing for fun,
Mm-hmm.
or just from reading about it.
What if I've only ever used a rod and reel?
That's still good.
Okay.
Talk about knot tying,
No.
line handling, bait and hooks.
Those are all important skills.
They are.
Yeah.
And it shows you understand the basics.
Okay.
And you can always say you're excited to learn more.
And I could use RoleCatcher
Yeah,
to learn about their gear,
absolutely.
specific gear,
It shows initiative. I like that.
to learn about their operation.
Okay, now for a question that might be a bit trickier. Can you describe a time you had to deal with a difficult or unexpected situation at sea?
All right, so for this one,
Yeah.
they want to see how you problem solve,
Okay.
how you handle pressure.
How resilient you are.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So think of a time you faced a challenge,
Okay.
maybe a mechanical breakdown,
Oh, yeah.
bad weather,
Okay.
a conflict with someone.
And tell that story.
Yeah, and show how you stayed calm,
Right.
assess the situation.
And found a solution.
Right. And don't be afraid to talk about mistakes,
Okay.
because everyone makes them.
Yeah.
What matters is that you learn from them.
Right. And grew from those experiences.
Exactly.
So speaking of learning and growing, let's talk about how RoleCatcher can help you practice
Oh, yeah, that's a good point.
for the interview.
You can record yourself answering questions
Yeah.
and get feedback from the AI.
That's really cool.
It's like having a virtual coach
Yeesh.
who can help you get better.
I like it. All right, let's move on to another question. Why are you interested in this specific role?
This one seems easy,
Yeah, it does.
but it's actually a really good opportunity to show you've done your research.
About the company.
Exactly, and
Uh-huh.
that you're genuinely excited about them.
So what should I say?
Well, don't just say, I love fishing,
Right?
or I want to work outdoors.
Okay, those are too generic.
Way too generic.
Oh,
Really
okay.
specific.
So I could use RoleCatcher
You could.
to learn about the company.
Yeah, find something you genuinely connect with.
That makes sense.
Their commitment to sustainability, their fishing methods,
Right.
their company culture,
Yeah.
whatever it is.
Yeah, and weave that into my answer.
Exactly.
All right, now for the dreaded salary question.
Hmm.
What are your salary expectations?
Oh, yeah. This one can be tough.
Yeah.
But don't worry.
Okay.
With a little prep, you'll be fine.
All right, how do I prepare?
Do your research. Use websites like Glassdoor or salary.com.
To see what other people are making?
Exactly. To see the average salary
Okay.
for this type of job in your area.
And to consider my experience.
Absolutely. And your skills.
Mm-hmm.
If you have special training
Right.
or certifications, you
Yeah.
can expect more.
Okay, so know the market rate
Mm-hmm.
and be prepared to negotiate.
Exactly.
All right, I like it. So we're almost done with these questions, but here's one that lets you ask something. Do you have any questions for us?
This is a great opportunity to show you're engaged,
Oh.
curious,
Mm-hmm.
and that you really want to learn more.
So what kind of questions should I ask?
Ask about things that show you're really thinking about the job,
Okay.
like their future plans,
Right.
their approach to sustainability,
Yeah.
or opportunities for professional development.
Okay, those are good ones.
You could even ask about the day-to-day responsibilities,
Yeah.
the team dynamic,
Yeah.
the company's safety culture.
Those are
That
all
whole-
good things to know.
Yeah, it shows you're really considering what it would be like to work there.
Okay, I like it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we've talked about the role. We've gone over some tough interview questions,
Mm-hmm.
and we've seen how RoleCatcher can give you a real advantage in your prep.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about some of those final touches
Okay.
that can make you really stand out.
Right.
First up, presentation.
Yeah.
I know it might seem a little strange to talk about presentation for a job that involves, getting your hands dirty.
Right.
But
Still matters.
it does.
Yeah.
So what should I wear to a deep-sea fishery worker interview?
Well, a full suit's probably too much,
Okay.
but you still want to look professional.
Right.
So maybe a button-down shirt or a
Sure.
polo shirt
Mm-hmm.
with some clean pants or khakis.
So just, neat and tidy.
Exactly.
Show that you're taking it seriously.
It's a sign of respect.
Okay, what about body language?
Oh, that's huge.
Yeah.
You're always communicating,
Even when I'm not saying anything.
even when you're not saying a word.
Wow.
So make eye contact,
Okay.
sit up straight,
Mm-hmm.
project confidence.
And smile.
Yeah, genuine smile. It goes a long way.
So what about if I need a minute to think?
Take it.
Okay.
It's okay to be silent for a moment.
All right.
Gather your thoughts,
Yeah.
breathe,
Mhm.
and then give a clear answer.
Don't feel like I need to fill every silence?
No, not at all.
Okay, good to know.
It shows you're thoughtful
Right.
and that you're really considering the question.
And if I don't understand the question?
Ask for clarification.
Okay.
It's much better than giving a bad answer.
Right, that makes sense.
Yeah.
What about those curveball questions?
The ones you didn't prepare for.
Yeah, those ones.
Well, first, don't panic.
Okay, easier said than done.
I know, but seriously,
Yeah.
just stay calm.
Mhm.
Think it through
Okay.
and try to relate it back to your skills and experiences.
So if I'm totally stumped.
It's okay to say, let me think about that for a moment.
Really?
Yeah, it's better than rambling.
Oh, yeah?
And it shows you're taking it seriously.
Right, so RoleCatcher can help with those curveball questions
It can, yeah.
by helping me brainstorm
Mm-hmm.
beforehand.
So you're not caught off guard.
I like it.
Yeah.
Okay, so the interview's over.
What now?
What do I do?
Send a thank you note
Okay.
within 24 hours
It shows you're appreciative.
and that you're still interested.
And if I don't hear back?
Follow up.
Okay,
Don't
yeah.
be afraid to.
All right.
It shows you're enthusiastic
Okay.
and that you're serious about the job.
Great advice.
Thanks.
Well, I think that about covers it
I think so.
for prepping for your deep-sea fishery worker interview.
Yeah, we've covered a lot.
We talked about the role, the questions, how RoleCatcher can help.
And those final touches.
So as you get ready for your interview,
Remember to be confident,
be prepared.
and most importantly,
Be yourself.
your passion will shine through.
Good luck out there.